And hello and good afternoon, and welcome to Abe Lemons Arena on the campus of Oklahoma City University. It is Championship Saturday here in the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament. As first up, we will have the women's matchup between the top two seeds in the field. The top-seeded OCU Stars ranked 9th in NAI Division I against Wayland Baptist, who's the 2 seed, ranked 8th, however, in the latest NAI Division I polls. OCU enters today at 29-3. They went 20-2 during the regular season. They have won 4 straight, 16-17 and 25-27. Their 2 regular season conference losses, both in the hands of Wayland Baptist, who finished the regular season 19-3 in the conference. They're 27-5 entering today. They are 10-1 over their last 11 games. And neither team has been challenged in their first 2 matchups of the conference tournament. Later today, tipping off at 4, we'll have the men's championship settled between the 5th-seeded OCU Stars and the number 2-seeded John Brown Golden Eagles. Alex Reed and Andrew Hines with you here this afternoon after 4 games sorting out the semifinals today. Again, the field down to 2 in each bracket. As OCU will in the title game for the 5th straight year, looking for a 3rd straight conference tournament title. Wayland Baptist looking for their 2nd in the last 4 years. This is the 4th straight year these teams have met each other in the tournament. Third time in the 4 years they have met each other in the title game. Same thing happened last year in terms of the regular season. Wayland Baptist won both regular season meetings. They met in the semifinals last year. OCU blew out Wayland Baptist. And again, the Flying Queens seeming to have a key to success against OCU. Not many teams do. They beat them twice during the regular season, 70-63 in the first meeting and 76-61 in the second meeting. So we will see if Wayland Baptist is able to make it a 3-0 sweep against OCU. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups in the tip for you. We pause for the national anthem. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament.
I can't believe it.
I've been playing 4-on-4 with a barbershop quartet. I've been playing 4-on-4 with a barbershop.
Pass the ball, pass the rock. We're open, just pass the ball.
Nah, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. How easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance.
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hey, sweetie, what's going on?
Well, honey, I have some news.
Okay, what?
All that training paid off. I got the job.
Oh, I knew you would get it. So when do you start?
When you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
And just a couple minutes away from the start of the women's title game between the number 1 seed OCU Stars and the number 2 Wayland Baptist Flying Queens. Here are the starting lineups today, and no surprises. Didn't really even need to essentially bother to check the scores book prior to this game, and it's pretty obvious who's starting for each. And for Wayland Baptist, their starting 5 as follows. Morgan Bennett, 5'8", junior guard out of Shallow-Water, Texas, a first-team all-conference performer. Macy Murkett, a 5'10", senior from Canadian, Texas. The only senior on this Wayland Baptist roster, by the way. Murkett named to the second team this year after a first-team conference performer last year. Cambry Blakey, a 6-foot junior out of Portales, New Mexico. She has led Wayland Baptist in scoring in each of their first 2 conference tournament games. An honorable mention all-conference performer, Kaylee Edgman, a 5'11" sophomore from Littlefield, Texas, the conference's newcomer of the year. And Deborah Van Dyke, a 6-foot junior center out of Nazareth, Texas. Again, all 5 members of the starting lineup receiving some level of conference honors this season. Alicia Ellis, the head coach of Wayland Baptist, a phenomenal job in her 6th season. She's assisted by Josh Bailey and Brianna Bogart. And for the OCU Stars, In the backcourt, it'll be starting point guard Michaela Kay, a 5'6" senior out of Spokane, Washington, joined by Peyton Taylor, 6' sophomore out of Ada, Oklahoma. The forwards, Taylor LaCour, a 6'1" senior from Georgetown, Texas, had a big game in the semifinal matchup against this Wayland Baptist team last year. Shyla Hammonds, a 6' junior out of Oklahoma City, and Taylor Sylvester, 6'5" junior out of Chickasha, Oklahoma, the nation's leading shot blocker. Bo Overton, the head coach of OCU in his 4th season, he's assisted by Megan Patel. Bo Overton, 3-8 against Wayland Baptist in his time with OCU, 108-12 against every other team he has played as head coach of the Stars. Flying Queens out on the floor, ready to go. They'll be in their blue jerseys today. Yellow letters and numbers on the front and back. Blue and yellow and white trim down the sides. OCU in the home whites. Blue letters and numbers on the front and back with blue trim down the sides. It'll be Sylvester and Blakey getting set to tip off at center court. These teams played on this court this year in the regular season. It was a 70-63 win by the Flying Queens. Tip is won by Wayland Baptist. They go from right to left. Merkitt has it, giving it off to Bennett, working around on the right side to Edgman. Edgman driving right, couple feet inside the arc. Back out to Bennett beyond the arc. Edgman back to Bennett, left of the circle. Merkitt fires for 3 off the back of the rim. Ball falls. Merkitt gets her own miss. Kicks out to Edgman, drives in. High arcing shot off the glass, doesn't go. Ball tipped around and grabbed by LaCour.
OCU is primarily a 2-3 zone team, so that three-pointer will be important for Wayland Baptist because you can shoot a team out of a zone pretty quickly.
And Wayland Baptist, pretty much, you will see them play exclusively man-to-man defense. LaCour underneath the basket, dishing to Hammonds. 10 on the shot clock for the Stars of their first offensive possession. Kay, free throw line extended right. Switches direction, 4 on the shot clock. Sylvester with 3 on the shot clock. LaCour has to pull back and misses everything. It's a shot clock violation on the first defensive possession forced by the Flying Queens. Well, the story of the 2 regular season games was the second half play of Wayland Baptist, dominating the second half in each instance. And we'll see if that trend continues today. Blakey misses her first shot from the right elbow. OCU brings it up the floor. Kay on the near side. Stops at the wing. At top of the circle. Sylvester works left side of Sylvester. Down low to LaCour. Wild shot forced by Blakey. And Bennett comes away with it for Wayland Baptist.
Taylor LaCour has really struggled with control the last few games of the season.
Merkitt tries another 3 off the right side of the rim. And the rebound by Hammonds. Kay finding a streaking LaCour, lays it in. Now, LaCour, a huge game in the semifinal matchup. These two teams met in the 2-3 matchup last year in the conference tournament. LaCour with 17 in the OCU blowout win, 104-71. Bounce pass for Van Dyke, baseline left, goes underneath the basket. Now lobs out to Edgman. Edgman will try a 3. Off the rim, Merkitt, a weak side rebound, saves it from going out of bounds, gets it to Van Dyke. Another chance for the Flying Queens. They had a total of 16 offensive rebounds in the last meeting. Edgman again cannot find the mark as the Flying Queens have missed all 5 of their shots from the field so far. Hammonds foul near the baseline. The foul will be on Blakey, her first in the team's first. Actually, it's an 0-for-6 start now for Wayland Baptist. OCU, one of the premier defensive teams in the country. Nation leading 28.6 field goal percentage defense, allowing under 51 points per game. Hammonds controlling for the Stars, gives it off to Taylor. Sylvester, briefly a double team, now swings it right side to Kay. She'll try a 3 off the front of the rim, bounces out, rebounded by Van Dyke. 2:30 into this game, it's a 2-0 OCU lead. Merkitt inside to Blakey with the left hand off the back of the rim, and it drops in. Mentioned Cambry Blakey has led the Flying Queens in scoring in each of their first 2 conference tournament games. 18 in the quarterfinal matchup, and then 21 yesterday against USAO.
That's a nice job by Blakey. She had to rush it a little bit to get it around Sylvester.
Whistle, and that's the second on Blakey. That's huge.
I think they got the first one on Edgman.
Yeah, the first one was on Edgman. My mistake. So It is just the first on Blakey. Team second. 3 minutes into the game, 2-2 tie. LaCour just inside the free throw line. Power dribble to her right, off the glass and in.
That's a nice under control move there for LaCour. She's got all 4.
You know, LaCour single digits in 6 straight entering today. Shooting percentage down, as Andrew mentioned, some control issues, but that was a nice move. Murkett thought about the 3. Kay able to slide over. The lob out to Van Dyke, gets tipped, comes to Bennett, now 10 on the shot clock for the Flying Queens. Edgman with 6 to shoot, back to Bennett. Bennett lining up a long 3, right side, it's short. Van Dyke, the offensive rebound on the putback.
That's 2 mistakes right there for OCU. You left the ball even though she was 27 feet away. You vacated the area and nobody blocked out on the inside.
3 offensive rebounds within the game's first 4 minutes for the Flying Queens. Again, 16 of them in the last meeting. Blakey with a block on LaCour. Shot will go out of bounds. 6:03 to go in the first quarter. It's a 4-4 tie. And the only 2 losses in the last 27 games for OCU, both at the hands of this Wayland Baptist team. Sylvester to her left, floats it up, gets the roll.
Used her shoulder a little bit, moving right to left across the lane, but Taylor's pretty effective with both hands inside. That was a nice move.
You know, Sylvester, 15 points combined in the first 2 conference tournament games for someone who averages under 6 per game on the season. Blakey cannot hit the 3. Taylor coming away with a rebound for OCU. She pushes it up the far side. Leaves it for Hammonds. Nice. The lob to Sylvester. Got behind Blakey. A miscommunication on the defensive end for the Flying Queens, and an easy bucket for Sylvester. 8-4 OCU leading. 5:15 to go in the first quarter. Bennett crossing over, picks up the dribble out to Murkett. Pump fake, drives in. 18-foot jumper off the mark. And the rebound by Kay as Wayland Baptist at 2 for 11 start from the floor. Leaves it for Taylor, looking for LaCour. Instead, it's still Sylvester at the top of the circle. Dribbles right, the handoff to Taylor. Thought about the 3, now drives to the free throw line. Kay with a feed down to LaCour. Turnaround from 6, good. Taylor LaCour's her last 3 shots, and it's a 10-4 OCU lead.
Well, and that's going to be important because, you know, it's been well documented that OCU's best 3 offensive players come off the bench, and if they can get some production out of the starting lineup offensively, that's a major positive.
And they're about to come in. Edgman misses off the back of the rim, but there's Murkett crashing in for the rebound and draws the foul. Murkett already with 4 rebounds in the game. So here comes that big 3 Andrew alluded to, and Abby Selzer, Mallory Lockhart, and Brennan Siegler. In for Wayland Baptist is Peyton Taylor. Taylor in for Blakey. Kay and Taylor remain in the game for OCU. A bad shot by Wayland Baptist, but Bennett able to scoop it up. Wayland Baptist all over the offensive glass early into this one. Murkett long 2, baseline right, and the foul.
It's a late swipe there by Brennan Siegler, but an extremely quick release for Macy Murkett.
Murkett, the second leading scorer on this team, 12.4 points per game. Wayland Baptist so balanced, 5 players between 9.8 and 12.8 points per game. Murkett converts the 3-point play. Keeley Poole in for Wayland Baptist was a huge factor in Wayland Baptist's win on this floor this year with a season-high 14. She'll guard Selzer. Selzer not a threat to do much from long range. Down low to Siegler. Reverses to her left but cannot finish. And the rebound by Brown. Murkett back to Brown, the freshman. To Murkett, the lone senior on the Flying Queens roster. Pass a little bit high, but Brown able to gather. Now Bennett down 3 inside the free throw line. Off to Edgman. The left elbow jumper off the mark. Rebounded by Taylor. Edgman 0 for 5 to start today. Now 22 in the last meeting. Selzer, the feed, high off the glass and in. Abby Selzer, the conference freshman of the year, 17 points per game, 7 rebounds a game, and just a little under 18 minutes per game. Merkett, corner three, good. She's got the last 6 points for the Flying Queens. They're within 2 at 12-10.
OCU's going to have to figure out that defense because more times than you're comfortable with, they have vacated a player with the ball.
Taylor lost it. Again, another key play by Macy Merkett, forcing the turnover. Flying Queens make a substitution. Blakey in for Edgman. Collectively, in the 2 games this season, Wayland Baptist only shot 35.7% from the floor, but able to win both. Blakey now gets up. Got Lockhart in the air. Cambry Blakey, a 77.7% free throw shooter. Most free throw attempts and makes on the team, and she's good on the first. An honorable mention, all-conference performer, double figures in both the regular season games against OCU, and she has tied the game 12-12. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Kay to the left side for OCU. Siegler up top, looking for Selzer. Gives it on the bounce. Got double-teamed and draw the foul and able to endure the contact and lay it in.
Double team came, but it was too late. Marquette was trying to come over from the left wing to double on the right block, and by the time Abby had the ball, she already had the baseline defender sealed off, and a reach-in foul, and she was able to finish.
5 points in a flash for Selzer since coming in. 36 combined points against Wayland Baptist in the regular season. Blakey lobbing to Poole, kicks out to an open Bennett. Her three, left of the circle, trickles in. That'll tie the game 15-15. Morgan Bennett's first points of the day. Got it up again. 2:07 left in the first quarter. Siegler, the bounce pass. Right block to Selzer. Gets it out to Lockhart, the sharpshooter. Selzer finding Taylor in the corner. Poole and Selzer battling down low as Taylor dribbled it off her foot. And that'll be a turnover. Back to the Flying Queens.
And she'll come out and Shyla Hammonds comes back in. Couple of unforced turnovers for Peyton Taylor, ball handling.
Wayland Baptist has won 4 of the last 5 meetings in this series, but the one loss was in the conference tournament last year. Poole cannot hit from the left side, rebounded by Hammonds. Cade in the middle of the floor, towards the basket, right side, off the glass and in. Michaela Kay's first points. She's in double figures the last 2 games. First double figure back-to-back games for the first time all year. 17-15 the Stars lead with 1:21 left in the opening quarter. Brown's three from the corner, no good. Lockhart the rebound. She dribbles up the near side, now slows it down on the right wing. Siegler takes a dribble off to Kay, looking to feed Selzer again. They work it around on the right side to Hammonds. Now it's Siegler posting up against Blakey. Selzer, she'll try a free throw line jumper. It's good. No surprise given her efficiency at the free throw line, where she shoots over 82%.
Yeah, that's something a little different. We don't see Abby Selzer catch on the perimeter very often. She definitely has the ability to hit, but she usually does most of her work inside.
Shamika Smith, who had a fantastic game yesterday, in for OCU. Blakey looks to answer it, rims out. Hammonds the rebound for the Stars. Could have been a foul there on Brown, but teams will play on. 37 seconds left in the first quarter and a 4-point OCU lead. Selzer gets the feed over Poole. Cannot connect that time. First miss for Selzer today. Burke finding Brown in stride. Baseline right. Can't hit. Selzer the rebound. Quickly gets it off to Lockhart with 20 seconds left in the quarter. Lockhart to the basket. Up and under. Hits the back of the rim. Then touched out of bounds by Selzer.
That's a mistake for Mallory Lockhart. The shot clock was off. You got to hold that for one because she did not have a good angle. 2 defenders in the fast break. Didn't have a pass, didn't have a shot. Just got to work that around and take the last shot of the quarter.
So it can be Wayland Baptist now playing for one. Clock running with 12 seconds to go, and the Flying Queens down by 4 here in the conference tournament championship game. Flying Queens looking for their 3rd all-time Sooner Athletic Conference title. They will not get a shot off at the buzzer, however. Didn't get a good look. Burke forced one up right before the horn. So after one quarter, 19-15, the top-seeded OCU Stars leading. We'll take a break and be back in a moment. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Oklahoma Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
After a quarter, OCU leading Wayland Baptist. As OCU again looking for a third consecutive Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament title. These teams last met in the title game 2 years ago on this floor. And it was OCU victorious 86-65. 2016 also meeting in the tournament title game. That was a 71-58 win by Wayland Baptist. Last year, again in the semifinal game, 104-71 OCU with the rout. And in that game, Morgan Bennett, Macy Burke only combined for 4 points on 2 of 16 shooting. They combined for 9 points in the first quarter in this one. Now, Smith, Sylvester, LaCour, Hammonds, and Lockhart on the floor for OCU. Smith on the right wing, dribbling to the left side, finding Sylvester. 10-foot jumper, gets the friendly roll. Sylvester with 6 in the first half.
Taylor's got a nice soft touch from 15 to 18. She's hit a couple threes, too, during the season. Doesn't look to shoot very many of those, but she's got some nice range.
Burke straight on three. It was halfway down and out.
Got robbed.
Burke, Van Dyke, Blakey, Bennett, and Edgman. They're starting 5 on the floor to start the second quarter. 6-point lead for OCU, and with the ball, Hammonds going right against Blakey. Spinning to her left, and Blakey fouled her. That's Blakey's second personal.
And that's a good take by Nishyla Hammonds. Just went right into the defender, made the official blow the whistle, and she'll have 2.
You know, Hammonds at the line for 2 this season, 75% free throw shooter. OCU, 78.2% as a team, second best among NAI Division I teams. Hammonds good on both. Largest lead of the day for the Stars at 23-15. Anna picks up the dribble, a few feet behind the arc, gets it back from Edgman. Stops at the top of the circle. Now Burke near the OCU bench. 14 the shot clock for the Queens. Yet to get it inside the arc. Now it does to Van Dyke. And Sylvester able to swat it from behind. Ball loose on the floor. Comes to Blakey. Another block by Sylvester. And OCU clears it this time.
2 blocks on 1 possession for the nation's best shot blocker.
Now gets it on the offensive ends. Little bump, no whistle. Then it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Sylvester. Kaylin Breckel in for the first time for Wayland Baptist. Blakey has a seat.
On that offensive possession, you kind of see the shortcoming with Taylor Sylvester. Not a whole lot of strength inside. She's easily moved.
Breckel giving it off to Burke. Going to the left against LaCour. Picks up the dribble to Edgman. Just inside the elbow. Still looking for her first points. Couldn't hit. And then Van Dyke called for the foul.
First on Van Dyke. The 4th on Wayland the second in the quarter on Wayland Baptist.
Now, putting on the 1-2-2 backcourt pressure for the first time today, that was very effective against USAO in the semifinal win. Hammonds to her left to the basket, and the ball gets lodged in the side of the rim. Possession arrow stays with the Stars. Or check that, excuse me. It's back to Wayland Baptist after the change of possession to begin the quarter.
Harold Thompson, one of the officials, went over to get another basketball to dislodge it. Jake Cootie said, "Nah, I'll do it." Jumped up and dislodged it himself.
I know who to call if I need someone for a pickup basketball game. Van Dyke spinning, blocked again by Sylvester, but Breckel cleans up the mess. And now a deflection by Merkin. Watch out, Andrew.
Surprise. Teach me to write down the score.
23-16 with the Stars ahead. 7:40 to go in the first half. Again, OCU, when you combine the two first halves, they outscored Wayland Baptist in the regular season as Smith drives in, draws the foul by Bennett. That's her first. You know, in the first half collectively in the two regular season meetings, OCU outscored Wayland 68-67. But the big difference was in the second half as Smith misses the first free throw. Second half controlled by Wayland Baptist, combined score of 79-56. And holding OCU to just 26% shooting in the second half. Smith 0 for 2 at the line. And Smith coming off a wonderful game yesterday against USAO, where she had 14, the second highest in a game this season. She and Kay, the point guard duo, really combined for a nice one. High arcing three from the corner by Bennett goes down. Bennett's second made three. It's 23-20. Lockhart dribbling to her left towards the top of the circle. Working in the corner to Taylor. Taylor looks to answer, missed the mark. Edgman tips it, grabbed by Merkin, who has been everywhere in the first half. Edgman looking for her first on of the day. This one swishes in. I shouldn't say swishes in, but swirls in. And a 1 point game, 23-22. Edgman her first bucket on 7 shots, or 8 shots actually. Lockhart brings it back out. Bounce pass to Smith between the circles with 8 on the shot clock. Back to Lockhart, to Smith, going to her left. Bounces for Sylvester, only 2 on the shot clock. Smith has to force it up and will not hit the rim. The second shot clock violation forced by the Flying Queens of the first half.
Yeah, and both times it's been in the hands of Sylvester with about 4 to shoot, and I'm not sure she was aware of it either time. Wayland Baptist in the midst of a 7-0 run after falling back by 8.
Edgman, free throw line jumper for the lead, doesn't go, and Taylor the rebound. Taylor leaves for Sylvester to Lockhart. Her first shot of the day, and the third best shooter in the country knocks it down from long range.
That was way back there. Good 3 feet behind the three-point line.
97th made three-pointer on the season for Lockhart, who's going to have a chance to set a school record this year. Edgman cannot hit the running one-hander off the glass. Sylvester the rebound. Lockhart, stretch pass for LaCour, could not catch it before going out of bounds. Now Selzer back in for OCU, as is Kay, replacing Smith and Sylvester. Abby Selzer in the first quarter, 5 minutes of play, 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Lob to Edgman underneath and behind Selzer, and Edgman able to knock it in.
Good high-low delivery there for Van Dyke.
Bump, Van Dyke not giving any room to Taylor. That'll be Van Dyke's second personal foul. Keely Poole in to replace her. The 4th team foul. No team fouls by OCU in the quarter. Taylor giving off to Kay on the right wing. Gets it back. Bennett got tripped up away from the ball. Now it's inside of LaCour. Shot off the front of the rim. Tipped around. LaCour chasing it down near the corner. Gives it to Lockhart. This is off the back of the rim. And now a foul on Peyton Taylor going for the rebound.
It was a scrambling possession, but Taylor LaCour had an opportunity to deliver it across the lane to a wide-open Abby Selzer. Didn't see her. What a pass.
And Edgman finds it the rim after the great feed by Bennett. But Selzer gets a long pass the other way and lays it in. Selzer up to 9. 28-26. OCU regains the lead with 4:24 to go in the first half. Edgman lobbing to Bennett, gets it ahead of Kay, and Kay called for a touch foul, if that.
Have a jump ball scenario there. Michaela tried to tap it away. Undercut.
Case first, team second. Wayland Baptist has not led in this game. They're down by 2. Edgman turns around, misses. Poole saves it off to Breckel. Another offensive rebound. Now shot by Breckel from 17 on the baseline, no good. Taylor controlling for OCU. Selzer at the top of the circle to Kay. Selzer's got 2 defenders on her even before she's got the ball. Now one drops off, and Taylor finds her, and Selzer does the rest.
Having a player like Abby Selzer makes your offense so much easier. Just a bunch of moving it around, wait till there's not 2 defenders in her area and dump it in.
30-26, the Stars ahead. 3:26 to go in the first half. Bennett floating from 13 off the back of the rim and drops in. 8 for Bennett to lead the Flying Queens in the first half. Kay picks up the dribble and missed a couple defenders, and now Kay on the far side to Lockhart. Approaching 3-minute mark of the first half. LaCour, they kick out to Kay. Quick release 3 off the back of the rim. And battle for the rebound, and won by the Flying Queens. Bennett has it on the far side for Wayland Baptist. Hesitation. Kick out to Murkett. Sets her feet. Lets it go. Hits the 3. Wayland Baptist has their first lead of the day.
Peyton Taylor went for a steal on the pass out to Murkett and just barely could not get back in time to close on the 3. And I don't think Macy thought she made that shot. She let it go and then tore off after it toward the baseline, but got it to rattle in, and Wayland's up by 1, up for the first time.
OCU a 30-second timeout. They have led by as many as 8 here in the first half. And again, now trailing for the first time. They led at half in the first meeting between these two teams. In fact, in that first meeting, they led by as many as 16 in the first half. It was a 40-33 game in the first half, but they ended up getting outscored 37-23 in the second half. In that game, Wayland Baptist, due to bus trouble, did not make it to Abe Lemons Arena until 30 minutes before tip-off. And Coach Ellis saying after the game that certainly contributed a lot to their slow start. They're just out of their routine, but certainly got it going in the second half. And in the second meeting, it was a 34-28 lead for Wayland Baptist at the break. They lead again for the first time today, 31-30. LaCour kicking out to Hammonds. Baseline left draws contact, and that will result in free throws for OCU.
Breckel gets her first.
Shyla Hammonds, the junior out of Oklahoma City, a former conference freshman of the year, so 2 of the last 3 conference freshmen of the year in this OCU program. Hammonds able to connect on the first and makes the second as well. She's 4 for 4 at the line today.
Hammonds didn't have near the numbers that Selzer had when she won the freshman of the year, but just a very solid player for OCU, a plus defender for sure.
Who was it tipped out of? It was last touched by the Flying Queens as Poole was trying to get it to Edgman. The first turnover today by Wayland Baptist.
Edgman has 6 points, but she's just 3 of 13 from the floor. They've been frustrating her on defense with this 2-3 zone.
Hammonds giving off to Kay, down to Selzer, over Poole, missed the rim, and then a foul committed by OCU. LaCour, the push on Breckel from behind. LaCour's first, team's third. 2:05 left and a 1-point Stars lead. Murkett to Poole at the elbow. Now back out to Bennett. Gives to Murkett. Pump fake, had it deflected. Pulls up over Selzer and drains it. 11-point first half for Macy Murkett. Here, the only senior on this Wayland Baptist roster. In fact, these two teams combined only 3 seniors in all. We're likely going to see these two teams be 1-2 in the conference for a long time as LaCour cannot make the hook shot, rebounded by the Flying Queens. They lead at 33-32 with 1:27 left. Breckel to Edgman, trying to lob to Poole, deflected. It goes out of bounds, across the far sideline. Last touch by the Flying Queens. Margaret Gaden in for Wayland Baptist for the first time. Burke will sit, likely, if not just on this defensive possession, maybe for the final minute 15 of the half. Hammond's driving to the free throw line, picks up the dribble, now off to Lockhart. Line drive pass to Selzer, kicks out to Kay in the corner, lets it go for three, too strong, tipped around. Hammonds has it and draws another foul. Hammond's making a home with the free throw line this half. The foul is on Gaden, her first. Hammond's yesterday with a total of 3 points in the win against Sagu as she makes the first. Now 5 for 5 to start the day. And gets the roll in the second. OCU back ahead by a point, 34-33, inside a minute to go in the first half. Wayland Baptist trying to win all 3 meetings against OCU. Poole gets it in the lane. The kick out to Breckel. Breckel's 3 on the way. Too long. McCord the rebound for OCU. Lockhart with 39 seconds. Slows things down a bit. Now going to her left. Leaving it for LaCour. Back to Lockhart. 30 seconds to go. 18 of the shot clock. Selzer got a couple defenders on her. Backs it out to Lockhart. 24 seconds left in the first half. McCord the free throw line, driving right. The shot a bit too strong off the glass. 17 seconds left. Shot clock off for Flying Queens. Down by 1. A chance to take the lead heading into halftime. Gaden back to Bennett. 5 seconds left. Breckel off to Bennett. Pump fake, driving with a second and a half left. Lets it go. It's no good. Got a 1-point game after 20 minutes. OCU, the number 1 seed, leads the 2 seed. Wayland Baptist 34-33 in the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament Final. We'll take a break and come back and look inside the first half numbers. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament.
Well, I finally improved my credit score.
What? The band is about to be discovered. Rock gods don't need to worry about credit scores. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, make ridiculous on-tour requests, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
Yeah, I'm not banking my retirement on a band that's never left your garage.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Alabama Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Uh-huh.
Well, I noticed dry brush where we wanted our bonfire and suggested we move it. Then Smokey Bear showed up and hugged me.
So you noticed some wildfire hazards and moved your bonfire to a safer location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Smokey, all right. Just letting you know you did good.
Hey, guys, that was Smokey. You owe me 20.
Well, congratulations, and thanks for calling. There are many ways to prevent a wildfire. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't seen your lap in months. And even more stuff. But still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Halftime of the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament, or women's basketball tournament, I should say, between the top two seeds, and it is the top seed OCU by a point over Wayland Baptist, 34-33. OCU in the first half, 13-31 from the floor, about 42%, but just 1 of 7 from beyond the arc. The Flying Queens held a 13 of 41, so 10 more shots, and we'll talk about that in a moment. 31.7%, 13 of 41, 4 of 16 from long range. At the free throw line, OCU 7 of 9. And Wayland Baptist went 3 for 3. Rebounding-wise, OCU a slight edge overall at 21-20, but Wayland Baptist 8 offensive rebounds in the first half alone. Mentioned they had 16 in the last meeting at Wayland Baptist. That leading to 7 second-chance points, 4 second-chance points for OCU. Turnovers, only 2 committed by Wayland Baptist. As the Flying Queens, again, just 2 turnovers there. And 2 points off those turnovers by OCU. OCU took care of the ball well as well. 5 turnovers there in the first half, 4 points off those turnovers for Wayland Baptist. In the paint, 20 points for OCU, 10 for Wayland Baptist. And OCU, no surprise, leading in bench scoring 14-2. Also of note for OCU, 11 assists on 13 made field goals in the first half. Individually, an 11-point score for each team. For the Flying Queens, it's Macy Merkitt, who was 4 for 9 overall, 2 for 6 from deep. Also has team-high 6 rebounds in the game and really just seen everywhere. Played 19 of the 20 minutes in the first half. Morgan Bennett with 8 points, played the entire first half, has a team-high 4 assists as well. For OCU, Abby Selzer, no surprise, a team-high 11 points, just 11 minutes on the floor, 5 of 7 from the floor. Selzer also with 1 rebound on the day. Trio of 6-point scores for OCU, and Taylor LaCourte, Shyla Hemmons, and Taylor Sylvester. So most of the points coming from the front court players for OCU in this game. Hemmons leads the team with 6 rebounds, and Michaela Kay with a game-high 5 assists in the first quarter. So OCU led by as many as 8, but Wayland Baptist able to take their first lead of the game with about 2.5 minutes left in the first half before OCU regains the lead at the break. And OCU, again, here a 1-point edge, and really a whole Sooner Athletic Conference women's basketball tournament that has not had any close games except one in the quarterfinal round. This one certainly through 20 minutes has lived up to the billing.
Oh, it's everything we wanted it to be. Tight game at halftime between the two best teams. You can go down and look at pretty much every statistical category. You'll see these two teams either 1, 2, or at least in the top 4 in the conference and pretty much everything. And Wayland's the only team to beat OCU this year. OCU finishes with the best record in the league in the regular season. Can't ask for much more than a 1-point game at halftime and an exciting second half to play for a championship.
Again, as mentioned during the first half, Wayland Baptist, a huge key to their success, winning those 2 regular season meetings, has been dominance in the second half, outscoring OCU 79-56 in their 2 regular season meetings, and we will see if that trend will continue. And for OCU, looking for a 3rd consecutive conference tournament title and their 12th overall. For Wayland Baptist, looking for their 3rd conference tournament title, but really has been a mainstay deep into the conference tournament ever since Alicia Ellis has taken over direction of this program as they meet for the third time in the last 4 years to decide the conference tournament title. And Wayland Baptist will look to win it for the second time here. Both teams obviously heading to the national tournament, but looking to improve their seedings. Two of the top 9 ranked teams in the country. Again, at halftime, it is 34-33 with Wayland Baptist down by a point here against OCU on their home floor. About 7 minutes before the second half. We'll be back then. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? Holla at your boy. XOXOXO. You getting these texts? Question mark. Where are you? What are you doing? OMG, you are making me mad. You better text me back. I'm waiting outside your house.
Relentless, aggressive texting is like sending an angry robot to deliver your message. When does the robot become dangerous? Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That'snotcool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
There's hundreds of fun and simple things you and your family can do to live a healthier lifestyle. Here's 20 of them. Walk to work, walk the dog, have the dog walk you, take a hike, take a bike, skate, dance, hop, jump, do the Humpty Hump, skip seconds, skip dessert, skip to my loo, don't skip breakfast, drink H2O, lower your sodium, raise the roof, shake your booty, stock up on vegetables, and don't forget to eat them. Search We Can online to find more ways you and your family can get healthy together. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
This is a guided meditation on parenting. Begin by finding a comfortable, relaxed position. Let out whatever stress is in your body. It could be from the time you left your daughter's blouse in the dryer too long and it shrunk 4 sizes, or when you donated her private diary to the public library, or when you thought chaperoning the school dance meant actually dancing in the school dance. Whatever it is, let it go. The fire you started with that experimental dinner, let it go. The time you drove away from the gas pump with the gas pump, let it go. 3, very relaxed. 2, there you go. 1.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
My name is Dale Pazinski, and this is how I live United. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on their very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Pazinski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
There's hundreds of fun and simple things you and your family can do to live a healthier lifestyle. Here's 20 of them. Eat less, eat slower, eat smarter, eat your fruits and veggies. Stop eating before you're full. Up your fiber, lower your calories, get off the bus early, do some gardening, do jumping jacks, take the stairs, take 1, not 2, take on a new sport, take a long walk home, walk instead of drive, bend, stretch, reach for the stars, climb the monkey bars, skip the fudge bars. Search We Can online to find more ways you and your family can get healthy together. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
Hey, sweetie, what's going on?
Well, honey, I have some news.
Okay, what?
All that training paid off. I got the job.
Oh, I knew you would get it. So when do you start?
When you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy, busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
About to begin the second half of the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament Championship game with OCU leading by a point against Wayland Baptist 34-33. Alex Reed and Andrew Himes with you here at the Abe Lemons Arena. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll have the men's championship game between the number 2 seeded John Brown Golden Eagles and the 5th seeded OCU Stars. OCU for the second time in the last 3 years getting the championship game on their home floor, upended by USAO when they got here last in 2017. For OCU, it'll be Hammonds, LaCour, Taylor, Kay, and Sylvester, their starting 5. Same for the Flying Queens with Hedgeman, Murkett, Blakey, Van Dyke, and Bennett. Backdoor feed for Taylor, now brings it back out towards the top of the arc. Working it on the left side for Kay. Taylor open for 3, right side, bit too strong, and Murkett with a weak side rebound, her 7th of the night. Bennett open for 3, right of the circle, but missed. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by Edgman of the Flying Queens. It'll go back to OCU. Now, Wayland Baptist shooting about 30% for the game, but they're only down by 1 because they've only turned it over twice, and they have rebounded very well this afternoon. OCU much better shooting percentage. Again, has been beaten on a lot of the hustle plays today. Hammonds right of the circle. Driving with her left hand. Stops inside the free throw line. Back beyond the perimeter to Kay. Kay with 10 on the shot clock. Off to Sylvester. Baseline right from 15. Missed the basket. Edgman picks it up for the Flying Queens. Murkett called for a travel. Trying to set her feet in transition for the 3. And went down but will not count. It's the 3rd turnover today by Wayland Baptist. And when they got beat in conference season, they turned it over a lot. And when they won those 19 times, they did not. Sylvester with it, 25 feet from the basket, giving it off to Kay near the OCU bench. Back to Taylor looking for her first points today. Still 1-point game, down to 10 on the shot clock for the Stars. Hammonds backs out, back to the rim, stops underneath the basket, cannot finish, and then Hammonds the one that tips it out of bounds.
That's unfortunate because that was a really good baseline drive for Nishala. Just couldn't finish at the rim. It's been a few of those instances for OCU today.
Neither team has scored here in the second half so far, and then the ball thrown away by Wayland Baptist, but did it graze off LaCour on the way out of bounds? It
apparently so.
Did. So a little bit earlier for the substitutions, OCU goes to Bo Overton, not pleased by his first unit start. So Lockhart, Siegler, Selzer, and Smith all in. Taylor, the only one who remains out. Nearly a steal by Smith, the team leader in steals. Down 8 on the shot clock for Bennett. Off to Merkitt, driving in near the elbow, leaning in, cannot finish. Lockhart and Merkitt battling for it. It is a held ball, possession arrow with the Flying Queens.
Both got there at the same time. Both grabbed it. Mallory thought she had an easy one, but Merkitt came in to tie her up.
Pump fake, gives off to Bennett. Now Edgman, quick release three from the left side, off the back of the rim. Van Dyke able to get the rebound on the bounce. Finds Edgman, sets her feet from the free throw line. Can't hit, her struggles continue. Van Dyke, though, another offensive rebound. This time it's Blakey, meets a wall and Selzer, and forces up a poor shot. 3 shots, or I should say 3 chances on that possession, and now Selzer gets it. Van Dyke tips it to herself. There are those great hands for Selzer on display, who lays it in.
Can't guard Abby one-on-one unless you're 6'3" or above. It's very difficult even then.
Merkitt's three. It's nothing but net. We are tied at 36-36. Game high 14 from AC Merkitt. Lockhart now has the pass deflected by Merkitt, comes right back to Lockhart. Smith drives to her left, off to Lockhart. To her right, dishing on the left side to Selzer, who got fouled. Merkitt thought she had all ball. Merkitt's second personal, and check that first personal. Selzer at the free throw line, again 82.1% entering today, but misses the first. Third in the league in free throw percentage, first in the nation in field goal percentage. Now, by her lofty standards, 11 for 27 against Wayland Baptist in the regular season, so well below her usual mark, but Selzer today from the floor 6 for 8 and makes 1 of 2. And OCU back ahead 37-36. Blakey's turn around for the free throw line. Doesn't go. Knocked around and grabbed by Hemmons. Finding Smith streaking up the far side. Lobbing to Lockhart. Able to keep it with about 3 inches to spare inbounds. Hammond's free throw line extended right. Lobbing to Selzer. Got behind Van Dyke. Receives the pass and bangs it in. Selzer up to 16, 7 of 9 from the floor now. Ball tipped out of bounds near the corner by Siegler. Poole checking in for Wayland Baptist, replacing Blakey. When these teams played each other on this floor earlier this year, it was tied 30 seconds into the fourth quarter at 56-56. Wayland Baptist went on an 11-2 run to take control. Bennett has the free throw line jumper, rim out. Siegler the rebound. Smith flying up the left side of the court. Takes it all the way off the glass and in.
Every once in a while you get a glimpse of what Shamika Smith can do if she's under control.
In your post-game interview with Bo Overton yesterday, his quote was, "She gives us another gear." Merkitt misses the three, rebounded by Hemmons. Now Smith ahead to Lockhart, has some space for 3. She'll hit her second of the day. Mallory Lockhart, 4th on the OCU all-time single season and 3-point makes, and a timeout called by Wayland Baptist as they are now down by 8, matching their largest deficit of the afternoon. We've got 5:31 left in this third quarter. It's a 30-second timeout called by the Flying Queens. We'll keep it here. OCU with a burst thanks to their talented second unit, if you will, between Selzer, Smith, and Lockhart, all contributing during this current run. They're matching their largest lead of the afternoon. And this current run, 8-zip in favor of OCU after Merkitt tied it with a 3-pointer. A free throw and a layup by Selzer, then the layup by Smith in transition, and now the three-pointer by Lockhart.
Mallory Lockhart, you mentioned fourth all-time in school history. She has passed the 2001-2002 total from Sarah Kincannon, who made 95 that year. Kincannon is also third on the list at 101 from the next season.
Edgman, baseline right. Cannot hit off the back of the rim. Smith tried to save it, didn't need to. Van Dyke had clearly hit it last. Poole pulls up for three, no, but a long rebound right back to her. More offensive rebounds for Wayland Baptist. 13 on the day. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Again, Wayland Baptist facing an 8-point deficit. Edgman lobbing beyond the arc to Bennett. 10 on the shot clock. Van Dyke driving baseline left off to Edgman. Edgman gets it to roll in on her 17th shot of the game. Cuts the OCU lead to 6, 44-38. Selzer 17 feet out, gives back to Smith. Smith kind of with her head saying, go to the basket, go to the basket. Siegler fires a three. It's off the back of the rim and grabbed by Edgman at the free throw line. Van Dyke gives it off to Bennett, thought about the three. Finds an open Marquette in the corner, and that's money. The fourth made three by Marquette, and she's got 17 today to lead the Flying Queens.
It's just been entirely too many wide open shooters for Wayland Baptist in this game, and they've made 5 out of 21 threes. Could be a lot worse.
Siegler, same spot from her last shot. This one doesn't go, and Selzer got fouled. Going for the rebound, that's on Van Dyke, her third. 5 unanswered points out of the timeout by Wayland Baptist to cut it to 3. Sylvester in for Selzer. And Wayland Baptist will counter with Blakey coming in for Van Dyke. Lockhart, before she got it in, we got a whistle. That is on Blakey. That's her third. Called for a hold. Team's third. 3:47 left in the third quarter. Smith right of the circle, giving it off to Lockhart. Lockhart 6 feet from beyond the arc. Can't hit, but tipped by Sylvester, grabbed by Siegler. Another chance for OCU as Smith started in, now pulls it back beyond the perimeter, dribbling towards her right. Lockhart off to Siegler, straight ahead to Smith, left wing, looking for Sylvester, drives it instead. And another whistle, I believe, on Blakey. That is number 4, holding Sylvester.
Wayland Baptist is not a tremendously deep team. So some of these foul problems could catch up with them later on.
Blakey's going to stay in for the moment. Siegler for 3, right of the circle, gets one to go. First points for Siegler today, the Groover, Texas native in the neighborhood of Wayland Baptist, where a lot of these Flying Queens players are from. Coach Ellis so good at finding small-town Texas talent to fill her roster. Reach and foul committed by Smith as Marquette was driving in. 47-41 lead for OCU. 2:55 remains in the quarter. Brown coming in for Blakey, so guard in for a forward for the Flying Queens. A Smith, nearly a steal, comes to Andrew, out of bounds. Burke fires a pass inside to Edgman. Gave her the fastball. Edgman hits from 8 feet. Smith back the other way. A lot of contact with Bennett. No foul. Burke finding Brown. Now getting off to Bennett on the opposite side. We'll say we've now seen 5 games the last 2 days. All have been officiated really well. Kick out to Bennett off the loose ball, and she cans the three-pointer to make it a 1-point game. Bennett's third made 3.
Scramble situation, good find, and Bennett found herself wide open again. That's her third three of the day.
OCU's lead cut to a point. Siegler trying to back down Edgman, gives it out to Lockhart instead. Under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter of the conference title game, and Siegler called for a travel. OCU's 6th turnover of the day.
Indecision there by Brendan Siegler. Good close by Edgman to force the turnover, and now Wayland with a chance for the lead.
Now after Wayland Baptist got down by 8, they're currently on a 10-3 run. Burke stops near bench, leaves it on the bounce for Poole. Poole had it knocked loose from behind. Poole, though, who touched it? I thought they signaled it was going the other way at first. Apparently not. It's going to stay with the Flying Queens. Selzer in for Sylvester. Burke has some space. Siegler closing out. Missed, but Brown battling for the rebound. And a held ball called underneath. Ball will head over to OCU.
It's another wide open shooter for Wayland Baptist. This time, Marquette didn't convert. She's 4 out of 10 on threes.
Deflected by Marquette, and Hammonds wisely just moves out of the way. Goes out of bounds. 1:27 left in the third quarter, and OCU, the number 1 seed in the conference tournament, leading the number 2 seed Flying Queens by a point. Siegler, top of the circle, looking for Selzer. Tried to bounce it in, but Burke able to kick it out of bounds. Clock stopped with 1:15 remaining in the quarter. Lockhart triggers into Hammonds. Back beyond the arc to Smith. Lockhart near the corner with 9 on the shot clock at the wing. Changes direction to her left. Has it knocked loose. 4 on the shot clock. Lockhart throws it up off the back of the rim. Missed. Missed again after getting her own rebound. And Lockhart, not too many 2-point shots for the freshman. First one contested, but was open after getting the offensive rebound. Wayland Baptist for the lead. Poole lets it go and hits. Make it a 12-3 run for Wayland Baptist. Nearly a steal by Poole at the other end. 36 seconds left in the quarter, and Wayland Baptist up 48-47. Beautiful pass from Siegler inside to Selzer. Turns around and lays it in.
What a catch by Abby Selzer. Spinning to the left baseline. Caught it and put it up in one motion.
About a second difference between game clock and shot clock. 18 to go on the game clock here in the quarter. It is a 1-point OCU lead at 49-48. A treat through 3 quarters here in the conference tournament final. Edgman, 6 to shoot. Smith deflects, goes out of bounds. Game clock at 5 seconds even, shot clock at 3.
Good defensive work this game by Shamika Smith. She'd had very active hands in this game.
And she has played about the last 8 minutes in place of Kay. Bennett lets it fly and drains it. Morgan Bennett from nearly 40 feet beats the buzzer and gives the Flying Queens a 51-49 lead heading into the fourth quarter. We've got 10 minutes to go to decide the conference tournament championship. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament women's basketball.
So, who's going to do what? Flashlights?
Nowhere to be found.
Emergency supply kits?
Not packed.
What about blankets?
We have an old towel.
Cell phones?
May not work.
Emergency water?
Not a drop.
Perfect. We all know where we're meeting if we're separated.
The library. On Jones' house. The bus stop.
And I'll be waiting here wondering where you all are. Great. It sounds like we don't have a plan.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency. Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This one will be decided in the fourth quarter with Wayland Baptist taking a 51-49 lead on Morgan Bennett's buzzer beater straight on from, again, about 40 feet out. The 2-point lead, by the way, is the largest lead of the day for Wayland Baptist to have a few 1-point leads, but they lead at 51-49. Again, got down by 8 in that third quarter. They trailed 44-36, but over the final 5:34 of the quarter, they close on a 17-5 run. And they've got the ball to start the fourth. Edgman, Bennett, Murkett, Van Dyke, and Blakey, the starting five out there for the Flying Queens. Murkett tried to sling it to Blakey, got it on the deflection, then goes up and got fouled. The foul is on Michaela Kay, who's back in for OCU. It is Kay, Sylvester, Hammonds, LaCour, and Taylor, their starting five. And most of those players played about the first minute of the quarter and then sat the rest. And Blakey makes the first free throw. Blakey good on both. And the run continues for Wayland Baptist. Largest lead today at 4 points, 53-49. Hammonds pulls it back out left side. Work it right of the circle to Kay, backing up near half court. Kay with a screen from LaCour to her right. Now Sylvester, top of the circle. 10 on the shot clock for Hammonds, left side. Hammonds to her right at the free throw line. Inside, spins to her left. Sylvester, 3 on the shot clock. Runner with the right hand, doesn't go. And the rebound by Murkett. Edgman back to Bennett. Murkett open for 3 from the left side and hits again.
OCU is going to have to consider coming out of the 2-3 zone defense. It has left too many shooters wide open.
OCU is now down by 7. It's been a 15-point swing in about 7 minutes of game time. LaCour knocks the ball loose from Van Dyke. It goes out of bounds. The Flying Queens currently with an 8-0 run. OCU. And OCU turn the tables here. 8:17 left, down by 7. Burke finding Bennett, pump fake, good recovery by LaCour, and the shot clock expires. Bennett didn't know it, and I didn't know it either, admittedly.
It's a better job moving it around, but Wayland turned down some open shots on that possession also.
Taylor giving off to Kay. Kay, jump stop, too strong off the backboard, rebounded by Blakey, and then Hammonds inadvertently running into Bennett from behind. That's Hammonds first, team second. And again, OCU opened up a 44-36 lead with 5:34 left in the third quarter. Wayland Baptist called timeout, and they certainly have responded, to say the least. Van Dyke has it rejected by Sylvester. LaCour finding Hammonds on the left side. Down low to Sylvester. The kick out to Taylor. 7.5 minutes remain. Taylor stops at the free throw line. Nowhere to go. Guarded tightly by Murkett. Off to Kay, left side, 10 on the shot clock for the Stars. Hammonds, pump fake, driving baseline right. Out to Taylor. Taylor with a left hand, called for an offensive foul. Clearly pushed Murkett with her left. Timeout called by OCU. The Stars are in trouble with Wayland Baptist ahead, 56-49, 7:14 left. 30-second timeout for OCU. So right now it is a 20-5 run for the Flying Queens in about a little over 12 minutes of game time. Selzer back in, as well as Siegler and Lockhart. They will join Kay and Hammonds on the floor. Again, when these teams played on this court earlier this year, Wayland Baptist dominated the fourth quarter. They held OCU to 2 points over a 7-minute stretch to take a 9-point lead. Ended up winning 70-63. Bennett giving off to Burke at right side, dribbling towards the corner. Picks it up, guarded by Siegler. Van Dyke at the right elbow. Handing off to Edgman with 8 on the shot clock. Off the shot of the rim, but Blakey able to track down the long rebound near the far corner. 15th offensive rebound for Wayland Baptist today. Kick out to a wide open Burke, but she cannot connect. Ball tipped around and Kay gets fouled. The foul is committed by Edgman, her second. Team's just the first of the quarter.
This is not an insurmountable lead at all, but you get the feeling that OCU needs a basket on this possession.
Nearly turned it over. Burke, who has been all over the place today, playing an outstanding game, causes that deflection. OCU only has one basket in about the last 9 minutes of game time. Lockhart looks to change that, rattles out, tipped and grabbed by Kay. Finds Siegler. Now they find Kay on the left side, off the scramble, and Kay hits. A huge bucket by Michaela Kay, the senior. Stems the momentum a little bit. Cuts the lead to 4, 56-52. We've got 6 minutes to go here in the conference tournament final. Van Dyke at the left elbow takes a dribble out to Blakey. Pump fake and
stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. Just the 6th turnover of the day by Wayland Baptist. A little 1-2-2 pressure in the backcourt by the Flying Queens. Now they work it side to side and get in the front court. Blakey kicks it high in the air, and that'll cause a stoppage in play with 5:43 left. Lockhart lobbing for Selzer, reaches back to get it, then spins, got fouled by Van Dyke. Van Dyke's 4th. So Van Dyke and Blakey each with 4 fouls now. Abby Selzer for 2. She's 2 of 3 at the line today. First one rims out. Keely Poole in for Van Dyke. Selzer swishes home the second. Now a 3-point lead for the Flying Queens. 5:27 remains in the game. Blakey in the middle, out to Bennett. Working on the right wing to Burke. Lets it go off the side of the rim. One-handed board by Selzer. Kay on the near side looking for Lockhart in transition. Lockhart releases it short. Selzer tips it and got fouled by Bennett.
Quite a pass from Michaela Kay, cross-courting it to Lockhart. And Abby Selzer again, one of the things that she does very well is run rim to rim. Got herself in great position to get the rebound.
First free throw good. It's her 10th 20-point game of the season. Edgman and Brown in. Selzer makes the shot. It was just Brown who came, and Edgman was just changing her positioning on the block. Down to a 1-point game. 6 straight points by the Stars. 56-55 at the 5-minute mark. Poole finding Bennett open on the left side. Too strong. Poole coming in. Tips it. It was in Selzer's hands, and then one on the baseline out of bounds. It'll stay with Wayland Baptist, but the shot clock at 14.
Yeah, I think Abby got the rebound and had a toe out of bounds, so out of bounds off OCU, and another chance. Another open shot for Wayland off that last sequence, too.
Brown leaving for Bennett, down to 5 on the shot clock. Flying Queens need to get something up. Poole with 2 on the shot clock. It did not hit the rim. Hit the backboard to the left of the rim. That'll be a shot clock violation. Chance for OCU to go back in front. Down by 1, 4:35 remains. Looking for a third consecutive conference tournament title. Selzer gets the feed. That one's cleanly blocked by Poole, and then Selzer commits a foul on Burke. Selzer's first, the team's fourth.
That was good work by Keeley Poole from the beginning of that possession, keeping Abby out of position underneath.
They mentioned how Keeley Poole played such a big factor in the win on this floor earlier this year. Did it with her offense. A huge defensive play by Poole that time to keep Wayland Baptist in the lead. Contested shot by Edgman goes in. And a timeout called by the Flying Queens. They now lead it by 3, 58-55. A full timeout with 4:14 left. We'll take a brief break. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament.
I can't believe it. I've been playing 4-on-4 with a barbershop quartet.
Pass the ball, pass the rock. We're open, just pass the ball.
Nah, I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. Yeah.
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Oklahoma Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Got a 3-point game with 4:14 left in the conference tournament final with the 2-seed Wayland Baptist Flying Queens ahead of the number 1 seed OCU Stars 58-55. OCU with the ball. They've trailed by as many as 70 here in the second half. Kay bring it up for the Stars. Off to Siegler. Gets a screen for Selzer, but cannot hit the three. Hammonds the offensive rebound and sends it back out to Kay.
9 rebounds now for Nishyla Hammonds. Actually 10 now.
Kay, hesitation, dribble to the right side. Got dragged on the arm by Bennett. 2 shots for Michaela Kay. Bennett's third. Also the 4th foul on Wayland Baptist. So Kay, who's got 5 on the day, at the line. Calmly hits the first. McKay, not a ton of attempts on the year, just 29 entering today. Now is 24-31 this season. OCU's back within 1 to 58-57. We've got 3:43 left. Burke right wing. They're working around to the left side to Brown. 16 of the shot clock for the Flying Queens. Burke towards the corner, picks up the dribble to Bennett. Bennett lets it go for 3. No good off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Hammonds again. Finding Kay, streaking up the left side to her right. Leaves it for Lockhart. Lockhart will slow things down. Hammonds free throw line extended left. Top of the circle for Kay. Gets the screen from Siegler. Cannot hit the 3. Long rebound corralled by Bennett. 3:07 left. Wayland Baptist remains ahead by 1. Brown on the right side. They work to the left to Murkett. 13 of the shot clock. Drives in off the glass from 10, and it rolls in. 22 from AC Murkett today. A 3-point lead for Wayland Baptist, 60-57. Selzer on the right block. Got fouled either by Poole or Murkett. It is on Murkett. Their second. No, clock will stop with 2:37 and 2 free throws for Selzer. First one rims out for Selzer, who's now 5 of 8 at the line today, so below her season average. Able to make good on the second timeout called by OCU. It is a full timeout with 2:37 to go. Wayland Baptist 60, OCU 58. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament.
Go Caleb! Come on, hit a homer, Jesse.
Let's go, guys.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who play sports earn more money when they grow up?
Of course. I knew that.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who read books have a bigger vocabulary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, jinx. Did you guys know that friendly children have more friends?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's true. I knew that. Did you guys know that winter babies are better at music?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
obvious.
Oh, hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Huh. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure I knew that.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
60-58, Flying Queens ahead of OCU. OCU 3 timeouts remaining with 2:35 to go. Bennett and Merkett have combined for 36 of the team's 58. Mentioned the semifinal last year, they were completely eliminated by OCU. Brown handing off to Merkett, takes a dribble back to Brown. Edgman left of the paint. 12 with the shot clock. Bennett inside to pull at the free throw line to kick out to Brown, the freshman with the three, and it rattles in. What a time for Peyton Brown to make her first basket. 5-point lead at 63-58. Selzer beyond the arc, gives off to Siegler. Kay looking for Selzer, working against Poole. Merkett comes over as well. Shot is short, tipped around, grabbed by Brown with under 2 minutes left.
Selzer could have found a way to give a wraparound pass to Hammonds off the double team. She was open, but they had cut off her vision a little bit.
Poole with 15 of the shot clock, working to Merkett, who has tied her season high today. Leaves it for Bennett, 10 on the shot clock for the Flying Queens. Gets a screen from Poole, pulls up for three. Noel Merkett with the offensive rebound, fires it back wildly. No good. Brown keeps her dribble as she goes to her knees, and a timeout called by Wayland Baptist. Peyton Brown, the three, and then the hustle offensive rebound. It is now 18 offensive rebounds for Wayland Baptist today, compared to just 9 for OCU. And Wayland Baptist trailed at halftime, and it was the big trend when these teams have played each other throughout the year has been the Wayland Baptist controlling the second half. That has been the case again today. They have outscored OCU 30-26. Here out of the break, or excuse me, 30-24 after halftime. They lead it by 5, 63-58. Wayland Baptist with 3 timeouts remaining. We've got 1:21 left, and it looks like Peyton Brown needs to have her knee briefly taped up. It is Brown, Bennett, Merkett, Poole, and Edgman for the Flying Queens. For OCU, Siegler, Lockhart, Selzer, Kay, and Hammonds. Wayland Baptist can take it under a minute on this possession. Brown near her bench, off to Bennett. Merkett with 1:06 left. Leaves for Bennett. Down to 10 on the shot clock for the Flying Queens. We are at the 1-minute mark of the conference tournament final in a 5-point game. 5 on the shot clock. Leaving for Bennett. Bennett through traffic has to hoist. It'll be short. Shot clock violation. 52.8 seconds left.
Yeah, she wanted a foul on that possession, but she just stepped through a double team and tripped. Had to force it up at the end of the shot clock.
As I said earlier, officiating has just been great throughout this semifinal and final rounds of the conference tournament. 42 seconds left. Lockhart has it for OCU. Lobbing to Selzer, reaches back to get it, turns around and is fouled. The clock stops with 36.5 seconds left, and a chance for Selzer to get OCU within 3. The personal on Edgman, her third. Selzer 6 of 9 at the free throw line. OCU 14 of 19 as a team. That's below average for them. Selzer making the first. Both teams are in the bonus. Each team with 3 timeouts left is now a timeout called by OCU. 30-second timeout called by OCU. Selzer makes both. It's 63-60. We've got 35 seconds left. Of course, a 30-second shot clock. Shanika Smith is going to come back in for OCU. Is this a situation, Andrew, you'd think if it gets in the hands of certain players, you foul, but other than that, you play it out mostly defensively?
Yeah, I mean, you look at who might be on the floor. We'll see who Wayland runs out here. Keely Poole was out there. She's a 67% shooter. You got Peyton Brown is 77%. Macy Marquette is excellent at 80%. Morgan Bennett, obviously, she's 74%. And then you've got Edgman at 79%. So there's really not a good option. Stars will look for a trap in the backcourt first.
Of course, as Brown controlling right of center, gives it to Poole. I think that's who you foul, but Poole got it away for Edgman, who lays it in. And OCU calls timeout. Yeah, I was going to say, Poole's the one you want to foul with only 18 attempts on the year. But she got it out of her hands lightning quick and found Edgman at the basket, who lays it in to make it a 5-point game, 65-60 now with 27.8 seconds left.
This is when the NBA-style advance the basketball into the front court rule takes effect. Only in the women's game. It has not been added to the men's game, but Stars will inbound on the sideline in the front court.
This is just my personal opinion, and now seeing the different format for the women the last few years, I love it. Just from the team fouls, resetting, quarters, more end of quarter and end of half situations, a little bit more excitement in advancing to the front court. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. I'd love to see it in the men's game as well. Hammonds will be the inbounder near us here at the broadcast location. Inside to Kay, down 5. Clock running under 25 seconds left. Hammonds has it for OCU. We've got 20 seconds left. Finding Lockhart open off a screen. Can't hit. Selzer the offensive rebound. Puts it back in. Clock stopped with 15.2 left in a 3-point game. Bennett gets the inbound and is fouled quickly by Kay. 14.1 remains on the clock.
Yeah, at that point they couldn't afford to be picky. Just got to foul the first person who gets it in if you don't get a quick steal.
Morgan Bennett, a 74% free throw shooter on the season. She goes to the line for the first time today. Cooley hits nothing but net on the first. Makes it a 2-possession game. A huge make by Bennett with just 14.1 seconds left. Bennett good on both. Timeout by OCU, their final timeout. It's a full timeout, but we'll keep it here, 67-62. As this game changed with about 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Wayland Baptist was down 10. But they went on a huge run to regain the lead. They have not relinquished it. Morgan Bennett hit a 3 from about 40 feet out to take the lead for Wayland Baptist heading into the fourth quarter. And they've been ahead the entire quarter here against OCU, currently by 5 with 14.1 seconds left. Wayland Baptist looking for their third ever Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament title, joining 98 in 2016 in that 2016 season. They also beat OCU in the final and went 3-0 against the Stars between the regular season and the conference tournament. Looking to do that again here today. Hammonds again inbounding from the near sideline. Gets to Siegler. Hands right back off to Hammonds. 12 seconds left. Hammonds lost control of it along the baseline to Kay. Down to 7 seconds for OCU. Kay has it loose. Poole grabs it and is fouled, and that'll likely do it. As Wayland Baptist heading to the free throw line, ahead by 5 and 4.1 seconds left. Keely Poole, 12 of 18 on the season at the free throw line. Had a couple big defensive plays here in the fourth quarter for Wayland Baptist. She's off the mark on the first. The first missed free throw by Wayland Baptist in 8 attempts as a team. Poole gets the roll in the second. 6-point game with just 4 seconds left. Bennett with her hands up. Kay brings it up at the buzzer. It doesn't go in. Wayland Baptist, your 2019 Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament champions. They go 3-0 against OCU this year. And Wayland Baptist heading to the national tournament with a 28-5 record. OCU falling to 29-4. Just their third loss in their last 28 games, all at the hands of Wayland Baptist. Able to beat OCU on their home floor for the second time this season. We'll take a break and look inside the final numbers. Congrats to the Flying Queens. You're watching coverage of the Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course. This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate, so discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I don't know how to talk like a parent. Don't make me come back there. You see what I mean? It's pretty awful. Try it again. Don't make me come back there. Now that's pretty good. That one kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo, smile.
Smile, buddy.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy. You know how boys are.
Or maybe he's teething. Oh, poor baby. I think his gums hurt.
Maybe he's just tired.
Or maybe his tummy hurts. He didn't eat that much.
Maybe he's not ticklish.
You think maybe he's scared of the dog?
Maybe he'll outgrow it. Maybe it's a phase. Maybe he just doesn't like smiling.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs or see a doctor today for an autism screening. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better. And it can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Wayland Baptist, your 2019 Sooner Athletic Conference Women's Tournament champions, their third ever conference tournament title, and their second in the last 4 seasons, beating OCU in each of those times. So 98, 2016, and 2019. Wayland Baptist, 8th ranked in the country, ends up getting the conference tournament win, and they go 3-0 against OCU this season, sending OCU to just their 4th loss overall. So now for Alicia Ellis, she has gone at 10-6 in her career against OCU, and at 9-3 in matchups against Bo Overton since he has been at the helm of the Stars. Wayland Baptist again wins the second half, and that was a huge theme in all 3 of their wins against OCU. In the second half, they outscored OCU 35-28 and held OCU to just 2 of 11 shooting in that fourth quarter and 8 of 26 from the floor in the second half overall in the game. Wayland Baptist shoots 34.2%, so OCU's streak of holding opponents under 35% remains. And again, the top field goal percentage defense in the country. And again, another opponent in which they hold under 35% today. It's 25 of 73 overall. 10 of 33 from beyond the arc was Wayland Baptist for a 30.3% mark there. 8 of 9 at the free throw line. For OCU, they shoot 36.8%. 21 of 57, 4 of 19 from deep, so just a little over 20%, and 16 of 21 at the free throw line, which is just a tad under their season average. Rebounding slightly in favor of Wayland Baptist overall, 40-38, but again, a ton of offensive rebounds for Wayland Baptist. 18 for the Flying Queens compared to 10 for OCU. They had 16 in their last meeting. Offensive rebounds, 18 this time around. It ends up with 16 more shots on the day for the Flying Queens and winning second chance points 16-9. Turnovers, only 7 committed by the Flying Queens the entire game. OCU does a good job taking care of the ball as well with just 9 turnovers, each team with 5 points off turnovers. OCU, not surprisingly, as they almost always do, winning the battles in the paint and the bench, 30-16 in the paint, 37-8 in bench scoring. Wayland Baptist was led by Macy Merkett, 22, which ties her season high, 2 off her career high. She was 8 of 19 overall, 5 of 13 from deep, and also had 12 rebounds. She was just all over the place all day. Morgan Bennett had 16. So again, Bennett and Merkett combined for just 4 points in the conference semifinal loss against OCU last year. They go combined for 38 this time around. Kaylee Edgman had 14, but it came on 21 shots on the day. Again, the leading rebounder was Merkett with 12. Bennett, the leading assist maker, with 7. So those two combined for 38 points, 12 rebounds, 16 rebounds, 12 assists, and just 3 turnovers while playing a combined 79 minutes. Wayland Baptist, if they don't get that kind of production with those two, I'm not sure if they win this game. OCU, Addie Selzer led the way with 26, her 10th 20-point game of the season, and the 26 for Selzer also matches her season and career high. Also had 26 in a game against Wiley College on December the 31st. Selzer 9 of 13 from the floor and 8 of 11 at the line. She was the only double-figure scorer for OCU on the day. Second highest score was Michaela Kay with 7. Leading rebounder Nishyla Hammonds with 11. Kay, the leading in assist, with 5 on the day, is Wayland Baptist finding a way to go to 3-0 against the OCU Stars. Now currently cutting down the nets. Your all-tournament team was Morgan Bennett and Kaylee Edgman of Wayland Baptist, Michaela Kay and Addie Selzer of OCU, and Vivian Holcomb of USAO. Hustle Award to Raina Ammons of USAO, and it was Merkett named the conference tournament MVP. So Wayland Baptist, the 68-62 win against OCU, and Wayland Baptist just seems to have the secret sauce against the Stars. I mentioned they've swept the regular season series the last 2 years and have now gone 5-1 against them the last 2 seasons overall.
Wouldn't it be nice if they got another chance to play in Billings later on this year? Because they'll both be there. Both these teams will easily be in the field for the NAI National Tournament. Obviously, OCU got the regular season championship. They got the automatic bid. Wayland Baptist wins the tournament championship, and so they'll both easily finish with at-large bids, if not the automatic bids. So I'm going to see if maybe we'll get a post-game chat with Alicia Ellis here in just a minute. But yeah, it was a great game all the way around. It was played within a 15-point swing, as you talked about. 8-point lead at one point for Wayland Baptist, 7-point lead at one point for Oklahoma City. And I don't know what it is about this Wayland Baptist team, but they've got the secrets to beating OCU. And what it actually is, they've got the players to beat OCU. Right. They've got some really good players on this team who've been solid 3- and 4-year contributors. And like you mentioned, they'll be solid again next year. Only 1 senior on this team, only 2 seniors on the team for OCU. So it'll be these 2 teams for quite a while, I think.
All right, and we'll have Coach Alicia Ellis join us here to get her thoughts on her team winning the conference tournament. So we get everything straightened out here on the technology side. And Coach Ellis, congratulations on this victory here today. You go 3-0 against OCU. And they've got 4 losses on the year. You're responsible for 3 of them. What is it? What is it about your squad that they're able to match up so well against such a great OCU team?
Well, I have to say when my players face a challenge, which they know Oklahoma City is Oklahoma City, and they're very good, they tend to rise up to the occasion. The scarier teams are the ones that aren't so good, and so that's the ones that we got to get more prepared for. But, I feel like we've got the kids that are able to step up in games like this and make the plays that we need to. And I do feel like that they're a good matchup for us and a little bit different. I think that in a lot of ways, though, our teams are very similar, and so we match up pretty well with each other. So.
Down 8 with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Called timeout. What was the message to your team? Because they certainly responded after that.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about in halftime is the thing that we don't want to happen is for them to go on a run right here. And if they do, and we expect it because great teams know how to throw the first punch out of the gate. And so I prepared them for both situations. I said if they get on a run, we're just going to have to call a timeout, and we're going to have to regroup and chip away the lead. And I felt like that's what they did. We kind of went away from a little bit of our game plan during that 8-point stretch, but got them refocused on what we're doing, relaxed. That's the main thing is you just got to calm down and play ball. And I feel like if our team can ever do that, then they're a pretty good team.
Now, Mason Urquhart's been such a good player for you on over 4 years, but today, not just 22 points, 12 rebounds, just all over the place.
Yes.
She's had a lot of good games for you in her career. I imagine this, from an overall perspective, has to be near the top.
Absolutely. And, we have to have her if we're going to win big games like this. And we're definitely going to miss her for next year, but it's just such a blessing that I was able to be her coach for 4 years. And, I was excited about her when she first came in, had high expectations for her, and she lived up to every bit of that and plus some. And so it's just been a fun ride with her. She stepped up today, obviously, and like I said, when she does that, I feel like we could beat anybody.
Coach Ellis, we want to let you go celebrate with your team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're a second conference tournament title, and best of luck in the national tournament up in Billings.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Coach Alicia Ellis. Thank you again, thanks to her for taking the time this afternoon, and congratulations to her team to winning the conference tournament title. They certainly will be a force up in the national tournament up in Billings.